And joining us now is Yevgeny Vindman, the Director of Military Analysis and Prosecution Support for the Atrocity Crimes Advisory Group, who worked at the NSC. We know, your brother, your twin Alexander, also working at the NSC and having a military background as well. You've been in Ukraine very recently. I saw interviews you did with us just in the last couple of weeks as you were investigating war crimes in Ukraine. Tell us about the significance of the ICC against Vladimir Putin.
Thank you, Andrew, for having me. And yes, I recently returned, actually, for my 7th trip since June of last year. So we work hand in hand with the prosecutor's office, and we work on issues of command responsibility. So as you see from the indictment, one of the elements or one of the crimes is direct responsibility because of his failure to control the armed forces in such a way as to prevent civilian casualties and deaths and destruction to civilian objects. And we've been working with the Ukrainians very closely for some time, and recently have connected with the International Criminal Court as well.
Now, the International Criminal Court has been controversial in the past with the State Department, especially, of course, during the Trump years. You're very familiar with that. But from my reporting, the State Department, since the Munich Security Conference in particular, they've been moving closer to the rest of the Western European countries on the ICC and its jurisdictions.
Well, that's true. The relationship with ICC is fraught with the U.S. government, and it has been for some time. There are some valid concerns, frankly, related to ICC potential indictments against U.S. military and U.S. officials, which are, frankly, an infringement on sovereignty. But this war, the most significant land war in Europe since World War II, it has broken ground, has broken the main principles of the rules-based international system. The UN was designed in the wake of World War II to prevent aggressive war, and this is the first such aggressive war, massive war in Europe. And so now is the time for the U.S. government, for all Western, all governments that are interested in maintaining a rules-based order to come behind and prevent this type of aggression that we've seen from Russia over the last year or so.
And, in fact, the documentation of war crimes has been very extensive. Now, you're directly involved in it. We've talked to the prosecutor there, who was also in Munich. They are doing an extraordinary job, are they not, of trying to document what happened in Bucha, what happened in Mariupol, and some of these other, disastrous locations where there have been strikes against civilians. Even the strikes against the utilities, the electric power, is considered a war crime. But significantly, the taking of the children, these tens of thousands of children, taking them to Russian-controlled territory or across the border into Russia itself, is so profoundly disturbing.
It's disturbing, and frankly, it's quite flagrant. And we've only seen the tip of the iceberg. So the Ukrainians have something like 74,000 cases open. And I've said this before, they have nowhere near 74,000 prosecutors. And each one of these cases is quite serious. And so this will be a very long-term process to investigate. I think the ICC has a significant role, and we've seen them play that role in recent days, and actually recent hours, with this indictment against Vladimir Putin and the official in charge of child welfare for the Russian Federation, who flagrantly basically kidnapped a Ukrainian child and claims to have adopted this child. But this is a serious crime, and frankly, if you look at the genocide statute, there's also a provision in the genocide statute that addresses crimes against children. And so there's a web of accountability. The ICC has charged a couple of crimes related to direct responsibility by Vladimir Putin and this official, but there are other potential crimes that can be charged in other jurisdictions. This is ultimately a web of accountability. So the ICC will play a role, the Ukrainian courts will play a role, and probably the predominant role in addressing most of these 74,000 cases. And there are going to be other countries that have universal jurisdiction for war crimes, crimes related to the violation of international criminal law, that will also be trying cases like this for quite some time. Germany actually just last year was trying cases related to World War II. There's still cases that are being tried related to Yugoslavia, war crimes that are decades old. So this is something we're just seeing the sort of opening gambit, but we'll be seeing over the course of the next several decades.
It does take many years in cases. We think of Milosevic, the last I covered at The Hague. That trial took years and years. Does the defendant, the accused, have to be in the courtroom in order for a trial to take place? Could Vladimir Putin be tried in absentia?
So it depends on the venue, and frankly, I'd have to look at the ICC statute. Most cases, in order to ensure due process, you would have to have the accused or the defendant in the dock, so to speak, in order to defend themselves, ensure due process. So the short answer is the gold standard is to have the actual defendant in the courtroom, but not necessarily in every case. And certainly the Ukrainians, in a number of the cases that they've tried some actual defendants, captured POWs, in person, but they've also tried cases in absentia.